For the last decades, many believed that the world had entered a post-material age, where power would come from software, finance, and digital platforms. But in reality, the foundation of every economy is still physical: energy, metals, minerals, food, and water. And when something is essential, scarce, and slow to produce, it doesn't only shape markets, it shapes geopolitics. The history of humanity is, in many ways, the history of conflicts over resources. Empires expand toward oil fields, river basins, fertile land, mineral zones, and trade routes. When a resource becomes strategic, the world does not negotiate only with prices, it negotiates with force. We see this today. The global race for copper accelerates because the energy transition requires enormous quantities of metal. One electric car uses 2 to 3 times more copper than a gasoline vehicle. A single wind turbine requires around 4 tons of copper. Power grids require kilometers of new wiring. But expanding copper production takes 7 to 15 years. When demand rises faster than supply, scarcity creates tension. Countries do not fight because they want war. They fight because they want control. The same dynamic exists with oil and gas. Despite all the narratives about transition, more than 80% of global energy consumption still comes from fossil sources, not because we choose it, but because the infrastructure of the world is built on them. Whoever controls oil and gas does not simply sell a product. They hold leverage over transportation, heating, industry, and national stability. This is why regions rich in energy have always been zones of rivalry, alliances, influence, and conflict. Uranium is entering the same stage. With over 60 nuclear reactors under construction globally, demand grows faster than mining output. In just 5 years, uranium prices have quadrupled. A country that controls uranium supply controls the pace of its industrial expansion and its energy autonomy. Energy is not just fuel, it is sovereignty. When resources become the center of power, the structure of global finance changes with them. In a world of low interest rates, capital flowed to software, branding, and digital services. In a world of resource constraints, capital returns to what is necessary, not what is fashionable. Investors stop looking at promises and start looking at what cannot be replaced: electricity generation, metal extraction, industrial capacity, transport infrastructure, and logistical networks. This does not mean speculation disappears. It means speculation moves. The market begins to reprice reality, and reality is physical. Funds reposition into energy infrastructure because without electricity, there is no industry, no transport, no communication. They look at copper because without copper, there is no electrification and no digital networks. They look at uranium because it is the only scalable, low-carbon baseload power that does not depend on the weather. They look at shipping and logistics because global supply chains are the bloodstream of modern civilization. This is not about chasing trends. It is about observing that the center of power in the world is shifting. The decisive advantage no longer belongs only to those who innovate in software, but to those who control what innovation is built on. War appears when resources tighten. Markets adjust when scarcity becomes visible. Capital flows toward what the world cannot function without. This is not pessimism, it is structure. The world is reorganizing around matter. Zenvor Capital. See the foundation, not the surface.